Welcome everybody to another episode of the Talking with Heroes talk show program, talkingwithheroes.com and our online news site, thankyouforyourservice.us. We're here with another video episode from the 2015 Face of America Ride, organized by www.worldteamsports.org. And those of you listening, I'm sure you've watched some of the other videos. We have a lot more coming to you. And today, on this one, we're going to be talking with three gentlemen, all veterans, with team strength and honor. So I'm going to pass this over to Glenn. And you were on a little earlier, but why don't you talk again a little bit maybe about your service and what led you to doing what you're doing now?
I served 13 and a half years in the U.S. Army before I broke my back down in Panama. And it's kind of an honor for me to be on an organization like Strength and Honor, because it's a team that has a lot of strength, and it's an honor that we're able to do these rides and also bring money to an organization such as World Team Sports.
And once again, are you the top fundraiser for this year?
No, not with the team.
Okay.
Close.
Okay,
Close.
Good.
Right.
Excellent.
Charles can actually answer that question.
Okay. Charles Gray.
Thanks. Well, my name is Charles Gray. I have the honor and privilege of being the founder of Team Strength and Honor. This is our 9th year in existence. We have recruited actively because of my military service. I went to an Army military college. I had enlisted time in the Navy as a hospital corpsman. And then I went active duty and retired from the Marine Corps after a career there. I first found out about the event in 2007, and with 30 days we recruited about 7 riders and raised almost $8,000. This year we are neck and neck with Team Booz Allen Hamilton for the 3rd place overall fundraising team. I think I was just shown a number over $36,000 so far this year. But my objective with this team specifically, you see all of us are in safety marshal jerseys if you're able to see any pictures of this, and it is to support the wounded, ill, and injured riders. World Team Sports pairs able-bodied riders on the same road, the same event, the same mileage, every bit of it, with riders with disabilities. So that's the purpose. We've recruited from other companies, other entities, other services, and this year we had 36 people register for the team. We should have 31 riders out here. 8 of those at one point were wounded, ill, and injured riders, and this year 14 first time to the event riders. So those sorts of things to me capture what World Team Sports is about with this event, and probably signify what Strength and Honor as a team is most about. To my right here is the maybe not plank holder from the first year, but he's been here 8 years this year with me, Strength and Honor, and that would be Michael Davis, my fellow Marine Corps veteran.
And I'm Michael Davis. As Charles said, this is my 8th year riding with Team Strength and Honor, or riding the event. Actually 7 years with Team Strength and Honor. I am a retired Marine, 20 years retired. And
talk about that competitive spirit you have with fundraising.
Charles and I have both maintained a position, I think, in the top 10 fundraising for at least the last 6 years, I'm pretty sure. So over the last 8 years, I have raised somewhere in the neighborhood of $35,000 for World Team Sports in this event.
Talk a little bit about fundraising. I don't know if Richard talked about this, but what does the money go for?
Charles?
So, right off the bat, disabled riders with disabilities can participate in events put on by World Team Sports at 0 cost to them. So all the funds raised by able-bodied, or even any funds that, like I think Glenn raised over $1,100 this year as a rider with wounds, injuries, and disabilities. But I tell you, you see this guy on the bike, he doesn't ride like anybody with disabilities that I've ever seen, okay? So those funds raised cover all the costs. They don't have to pay they don't have to pay for a plane ticket to get here. If they need a rental bike, they're able to have that custom fitted to them so that they can participate. They don't have to pay a hotel room bill. Those are the things that our fundraising covers. And this event is probably the major moneymaker, signature event, if you will, for World Team Sports. So whatever is in excess this year will help fund things like Adventure Team Challenge, cross-country events, Canada, America events, things for children with disabilities, wheelchair basketball. I mean, World Team Sports covers a lot of things, so that's what our fundraising goes to. I think most of us, for this event, we're touched personally by it. We know people that either did not make it back from Iraq or Afghanistan, or came back with wounds that you couldn't see as a result of their time there. So frequently this healing time is more life-changing than you can even put a dollar sign on. I advertise this ride, as I know Michael does, pretty much year-round. I advertise it to recruit riders to come and feel the life-changing difference that the weekend has. When you see a rider thinking that they can't, or what they've lost, and by the end of the weekend, they're riding that high of what they just accomplished, you see them set new goals for their life, and you see them step up to new challenges. And I just would encourage people to come out here and ride it as an able-bodied rider. You know, it's easier with a team, obviously, but you know, ride the event, raise the funds. Your life won't be the same.
Now, you talked a little bit about this, the camaraderie, what the riders gain from this. Talk a little bit more about that.
So I tell everybody that you know, this is the first thing that goes on my calendar in the spring, whether it's the last weekend in April or the first weekend in May or whenever it is. There will be people throughout this weekend that will be like an extended family for me. If they're back here from last year, I'd be willing to bet I recognize their face. I guarantee that they recognize my face and my name from being a safety marshal and helping and giving, and that's an honor of ours. You know, wearing this safety marshal jersey means that, you know, you're there to help whatever they need help. It might be finding the restroom, or, you know, getting a water bottle filled up, or it might be pushing a push pole on a hand cycle bike up a 5 to 7 or 12% grade for, you know, 50 to 75 to 100 yards. And you don't necessarily feel tired when you're focusing your efforts on somebody else. Well, people recognize that. They remember not what you said to them, not what team you were on, but what you did for them. And that camaraderie will be from, well, it started about 5 hours ago, or maybe it started yesterday when people started dropping off things here, and it'll run until next year, most likely, because throughout the year after this event, friendships get formed, connections through social media happen, you know, email contact, and I think that's what provides our veterans or our injured or ill participants with a connection throughout the year, if that makes sense. I mean, I don't want to tout what that number is, but I've heard about 22 too many every day of veterans who are taking their own lives, and I don't know that there's anything that I feel I can do about it, but I know that this ride makes a difference, because if we can reach out to somebody and just let them know, hey Glenn, I was thinking about you, and not that Glenn's a problem or got problems, but we all need, you know, a friend that says, hey, you know what, I got your back. I got you. You don't need me to have your back, but just knowing that I'm there makes that difference. And it means one thing on the bike, but it means another thing in life. And for us veterans, somebody having your back means that you don't have to worry about your 6. I know these guys have got my 6 the rest of this weekend, and thank you, Bob, for doing this piece with us.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's interesting what you said about suicide. There's been a number of veterans on programs we've been doing with members of R4 Alliance that said that they were close to suicide before they got to go out on one of these recreational therapies or a bike ride or trip, and it saved their lives.
I absolutely believe that. I would, I mean, I couldn't echo that loud enough. I'm riding specifically this year for two folks that I met, and one was killed in Afghanistan, and He was an active duty Marine major, a whiskey helicopter pilot, and he was killed in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. He had promised me that he was going to ride with Strength and Honor the following year. The other guy I'm riding for, I saw him finish the Marine Corps Marathon on a hand cycle in 2005. 2 weeks later, he was at the firm I work for, Booz Allen Hamilton. He was at our Marine Corps birthday cake cutting ceremony. Well, he took his life in November. And but all I could do was control reaching out. But through events like this, I know that other people knew him as well. So, you know, those people will be very near and dear to me throughout the course of this ride, and I hope that folks I'm riding with, folks I've recruited, folks that we've recruited, folks that we've raised money to enable to be here, that they will connect and feel that bond and not feel alone, not feel isolated, not feel like the worst decision that they could possibly make is the only decision they have.
Thank you very much for taking your time again.
Thank you,
Would
Bob.
each of you like to give a shout out to our troops before we close?
Oh, simplify.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to all the troops out there. Stay strong, and we'll see you here sometime shortly, I'm sure.
The 1st Tank Battalion, Semper Fi.
Well, absolutely. To all of our troops, I mean, I respect the job that all of them do, but the Marine Corps will be near and dear to me for all my life. I think the shout out would go to my grandfather, who is Saipan, Tinian, and Iwo Jima veteran from World War II, and still alive with us today. Semper Fi.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your service. Thank you for see you out there on the ride, I guess.
Thank you. Awesome.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Once again, folks, you've been hearing from the 2015 Face of America ride from these amazing veterans and civilians taking up their time, helping raise money to help other wounded warriors and other veterans. And we're going to hear more as the day goes on. We have, I think, 2 groups that are going to be coming in a little while. One was with 40 riders, another with 60, another with 65. Not sure exactly how we're going to do that, but we're going to do it. And then we'll be on the road tomorrow. And so, again, take this video as you're watching it and share it with other people. Put your comments when you share it, when you tell people about it. Tell them what you thought about what you're seeing right now. And let's get this out there. You know, you hear about videos that go viral, and sometimes you watch some of them and you go, really? This went viral? But why not this? Why not these men and women who have served our country so well, and they're helping other veterans right now too. So let's help them, help each other. And so again, to our men and women who are serving, be safe, stay alert. We'll be back with more from the 2015 Face of America.